What's going on, it's the RapNerd. I'm here today to talk about a brand new Christmas slasher that dropped over the weekend called It's a Wonderful Knife. Now, this story follows a girl named Winnie in her small town of Angel Falls who saves the town from a psychotic killer dressed in all white, fitting the name of the town. So when she kills this guy, aka saving the town, his identity is revealed to be somebody who's a pillar of the community, and it rocks the city. So year passes, Winnie is not being treated the best from certain people because of this person that was the killer, and her life is just kind of a shit show. And she makes a magic Christmas wish that she wished she was never born, and she gets transferred somehow to this parallel universe to the same city, but she was never born, so everything is different. Now, the premise of that story, that sounded like it was up your alley. Definitely watch it, because when I saw the trailer and saw all of that, I was like, wow, this is an interesting twist on familiar type stories when it comes to like time travel and parallel universes, blah, blah, blah. So while it's not something completely fresh, it is a good ass time, and I loved it. And it was exactly what I wanted it to be and thought it would be. First of all, I'll say, if you are a fan of the early 2000s remakes like House of Wax, or even better yet, Black Christmas '06, those type of movies from that era, you will absolutely love this film, because to me, it feels so close to what those movies are like. It just made me smile from ear to ear. Now, it's labeled as a horror comedy, but the comedy isn't the main focus. I feel like it's funny, but they don't take time to highlight the funniness, kind of like how they do in certain movies, horror films today that are labeled as horror killers. Like, I feel like Totally Killer was one of those where it was just really wacky and had its really cheesy and goofy moments to highlight the comedy, but here it's not like that. It kind of reacts just like, I'll say, those early 2000s movies. And then another one to really act it to is Freaky. So if you like Freaky as well, this movie is kind of up that same alley, and I enjoyed the hell out of it. You do a good job with really getting you into the Christmas season. Everything is decorated. Angel Falls is this nice little city. It's really icy, snowy. The Christmas festivities and all that are there. It really got me in the mood of the season, even though I'm trying my best to hold off because it's still November. Like, I don't know why they released it in November. This would have been a really even bigger hit in December, but all in all, it brought those vibes really, really well. And I think they do a good job of fleshing out who Winnie is. It's kind of like, she's the main character that you kind of have to be in tune with and care about to make this movie work, because she is the front. I will say that she's a little bit annoying and kind of she's not someone that you always really want to root for. I can say that because of the way that they paint the characters in this film. It's kind of like everybody is kind of a little bit of an asshole, kind of like how the Black Christmas remake was in 2006. But you still can follow her journey and see her character arc. And I love how they play with it, because they kind of make her like Mr. Scrooge in a sense, like, and that pays itself off later on, which I thought was a cool callback to, you know, a classic Christmas story. I feel like this is what this kind of follows. Another character in this film that's a major part is Justin Long, and he's just one of those actors that whatever he's in, I'm gonna check out, because he never picks bad movies to be a part of or bad properties to be a part of. And his character is so hilarious. He's like a realtor and a mayor. Just the way that he talks, everything that comes out of his mouth is just comedic gold without it really trying to be comedic gold, and it just works for who he is. But those are the two main characters that you really are with for most of the movie. And of course, there are other characters to fill in the blanks and have these groups of people, because with a slasher film, you gotta have a lot of people to kill off. So on to the slasher themselves. Great design. Like, this could easily be a new iconic killer. I don't know if they're gonna go forward or if this is just gonna be a solo outing, but the killer here, great. Some really, really good kills. Nothing that we haven't seen, but I just think that this design makes for some really good opportunity scares that they choose to do. Even the weapon, it's like this little sword that almost kind of reminds me of the one from Malignant, that Gabriel, which I think works really, really well. and it's bloody as hell. Like not overly bloody, but the gore that you do want from a slasher, it's definitely present. So all of those aspects work for it. It's a good old-fashioned, low-down, fun-ass slasher, and I just love these movies. Slashers are my favorite genre because they are so much fun. There's so much that you can do with them. These films, you can add humor in them while still keeping the danger levels up if you do them right, and this movie does all of those things right, in my opinion. I will say that when it comes to trying to figure out what's going on and how to make things right, it does get a little heavy-handed where it's just like dialogue dumps of how did this character know that this is what's going on and how did they come up with a solution. A lot of these movies that are like that, it just kind of happens that way. There's not really much research going on here about what's going on per se. And once the reveal of what they think is happening, it kind of does another twist and switches to something else. And I thought that that part was taking things a little bit too far. The movie's only an hour and a half, so a lot of stuff is thrown at you really, really quick. And there's some parts about the ending that I even question, like, how did this happen again? They said that this person is doing this, but how were they able to do this? And is it a bit of them leaning on certain things that come with this, you know, around this time of year, which I don't want to say for real because it might give it away, but I just put my mind for the happenings of what's going on to this thing that I won't say. And technically from a story standpoint, the audience shouldn't really have to do that. You should kind of give some sort of direction as to what's going on and how this happened, but they didn't really do that. But all in all, it doesn't mess up the movie for me because I know what kind of movie this is going to be, and I know what kind of movie I wanted. Obviously, there's some fantasy elements and magic going on with this film, so you have to lend yourself to that to really enjoy it. But if you're one of those people that really thrives on logic and things of that nature, then this movie might not work for you. But again, if you like those early 2000s films like Black Christmas, House of Wax, and even Freaky, you'll enjoy this one. And this is one of my favorites of the year. Will be in my Christmas horror film list moving forward. When this comes on Blu-ray, I'm copying it first day and had a great time watching this. So if you've seen It's a Wonderful Knife, let me know in the comments what you think. What movies do you think it made you feel like? You know, I named the ones that it reminded me of. Does it remind you of something else? Let me know, put me on the game. And of course, if you like this kind of content, make sure to like and subscribe. And if you already are subscribed, thank you, and until next time, peace. RapNerd Productions, no capping, that's word to mommy.